Hi, today we're going to be looking at the brand new robotic vacuum from ILIFE. This is the V8. It is part of the next generation ILIFE robotic vacuums that has the predictable back and forth navigation pattern. So you can see here it has the intelligent iMove navigation system. We'll find out later on what's this all about during the cleaning test. It also has a mopping system and a max mode cleaning function. And different cleaning modes here. We'll all look at this and much more in this review. But first, let's look what's inside the box. The box opened already. First, let's look at the manual. This is a quick start guide for this robot, and it also comes with an English user manual. So it tells you all of the different functionalities of this robot. It has a quick start guide, do's and don'ts of this robot. And let's bring out the robot itself here. And this is a brand new design. This is a lot different from the V7S Pro that I've reviewed numerous times in my YouTube channel. And let's see, I'll make a separate video about the V7S Pro in a future video. So this one is a new design. It has a nice gray, black, dark gray finish. It's a three-tone finish, and the mop, like the A8, the bin is at the back, and you can see that the bin is huge. This thing is huge, so it's bigger than any of the bins that I've seen, and it seems to have the motor here. I think the bin incorporated the motor inside. That's why it's so heavy. That's why this robot tips over when you remove the bin. Let's look at the bin closely and see how it opens. Just see how you open the bin, and this is the HEPA filter. It has a rather huge filter. Inside you'll see that it has a secondary mesh filter, and underneath it is the primary mesh filter. So it's a tri-filter system. Let me just put this back in, get on with the review. So it says here that you cannot wash the bin because the motor is in here. Let me see, let me try to show you. This is where there's a motor here, so you cannot wash this bin, unfortunately. Let's put this back in. And on the robot itself, you'll see that, let me remove the tripod. On the robot, you'll have 5 buttons. You have the home, the schedule, and the spot cleaning mode here on the right. This is the auto cleaning mode, and this is the spot cleaning mode here. And iLife has, again, these tags to show you where the power switch and the cleaning modes are. And the power switch is located here on the side. And again, I'll show you how the robot looks like when you remove the bin. The bin is large, so it leans forward like that when you remove the bin, and when you put the bin back, it goes back to its normal stance there. Let's look underneath the robot and see how it looks like. And underneath the robot, you will see that it does not have a motorized brush here. I wonder if this is, you can remove this. Yep, you can remove this. Can flip this up, presumably to clean it. And these are the 2 wheels, rubber wheels. It's auto adjusting. You can see that there's a spring, it's spring loaded, and there are 2 side brushes here and the caster wheel. And I'll have to look for the side brush here in the box. Next up, you will get this water tank. Let me try to remove this with one hand. Okay, let me just go to the tripod first and try to remove this as we go. Just remove the plastic, and this is the water tank. Again, it's a large water tank. I don't know about the specs, but I'll put it all in the description below. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing so that you can get the latest updates on future videos about this, comparing it to the other ILIFE variants. This would be the water tank, the opening where you put the water in, and this is the microfiber towel that comes with this mop. The water drips through here, and you remove this. It's held by Velcro underneath, so I assume that water drips through here. I'm not sure where the water drips at, but it drips through. I'm not sure where it drips, but again, there's a motor here, so you cannot wash this. There's a motor inside this water tank, and I'll demo this later on to see how it works. So let me just put this down and see what other things we get in the box. So you'll also get this. This is the charging station for the robot. Looks like the A8 charging station. It's a black and white finish. And there's one more thing here in the box. Let me just remove this. This seems to be an accessories bin. So you'll get the. Let me just move this over, and you'll get. This is the extra mop, extra filter. So ILIFE is kind enough to include an extra filter, and this is the plug for the charging station. This would be the cleaning brush, and these are the side brushes. So these are color coded. So let me just put this side brushes in on the robot, and so you'll see that on the right it has a yellow color, so you'll put the yellow coated side brush here on the left side, and the blue, this would be the blue color coded side brush on the right. So you don't need any screws. It just clips on. Okay, here's how the remote looks like. It doesn't have any screen anymore, unlike the earlier versions of the ILIFE robots. It only has these buttons here. It has the arrow buttons, so that for the scheduling and for, I think it allows you to control it manually. This button here turns on the robot and activates the default cleaning cycle. This button here is the spot cleaning mode. This, I presume, would be the edge. This would be the home. When you press this, the robot will go to home base, and this would activate the max function. This one, I'm not sure. I'll test it out later on. And one more note, you will not get any batteries when you purchase this. This requires 3 AAA batteries to function. Okay, here's the robot charging right now, and you can see that it has a nice LCD screen on top of these buttons here. So that's why the remote, they took away the screen on the remote and put it here. If you compare it to the V7, this is the older ILIFE V7 robot. It almost has the same size. You can see that it's almost the same size wise, but this one looks more modern. Let's see if it cleans better. That's the most important part. later on. I was checking the water tank and it has a 300 ml capacity, so it's rather big. And to load this on the robot, you'll need to remove the dry dirt bin and replace it with this. So you pull it out, pull this out, and you put this in its place. So you cannot use this to wet, mop, and vacuum at the same time. So you slide this in like so, and if you turn or flip it over, this is how it looks like with the. For the cleaning test, I'll be using 40 grams of oats in powder, but before that I'll be weighing this bin, this huge bin, and see how much it weighs empty. So let me just turn on this weighing scale, and this bin weighs 514 grams empty. So let's check the bin. The bin is relatively empty, and you can see that there's nothing in there. And I'll weigh out 40 grams of oats in powder and come back with a cleaning test. Here's the result of the cleaning test. You can see that it did a good job at this area here, the middle. There are some bits left here near the charging station. That's because the robot did not go near this. This is a common problem for all robots, all ILIFE robots, that it will not go in an area near the robot in a radius. So for this particular model, it will not go in a radius of around 2 feet by 2 feet left and right. So if you're setting this charging base, make sure that there's ample space on both sides for the robot to dock properly. So let's check the other parts of the room. And the area here is pretty clean, and this edge also did a really good job. Only a few bits left here. Overall, I like the V8S. It did a pretty solid job cleaning the room, though it left this mess here. That's because this charging station needs blocks the robot from going near it, blocks the robot from going a certain radius around it, around this area. So if you're planning on buying this, make sure to put it in an area where you have at least a couple of feet of space on the left and the right of it. In terms of cleaning, solid. 38 out of 40 grams, not bad. Better than the A8 that I reviewed earlier. In terms of navigation, not as efficient as I had hoped. It seems to have a mix of a random and back and forth cleaning pattern. When it goes in a back and forth cleaning pattern, it goes in a diagonal direction in relation to this room. I'll test other cleaning mode. I'll test this cleaning mode in another video to see what the difference is. For the cleaning test, I used the default cleaning mode, and it seemed to run on and on until I stopped the robot. So Don't expect this to have the same navigation as the Nido or the Xiaomi robot vacuum. It's more of it retains the same iLife DNA where it goes back and forth. Well, the good thing though is it's thorough, and it can clean multiple rooms and go back to the charging station. And if you want to see more videos like this, please consider subscribing and click that bell icon beside the subscribe to get the latest updates. And thanks again for watching this video.